What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News, and today I am genuinely excited. Nothing much has happened, but the players that we're going to be talking about and some of the updates that we got, it is looking exciting. But as always, I'm joined by T here, and of course, all of you that's watching it live and on replay, get involved in the show. Let us know your thoughts. There's interesting questions that's already been sent in the chat. As always, like, subscribe. We are very close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. So thank you to every single one of you that support us throughout these shows. Your notice does not go unnoticed. T, how you doing? That was nice. That was a nice bit of wordplay.
Your notice does not go unnoticed.
That's how you know I'm excited. That's how you know I'm excited. I'm just spitting facts right now. I'm
good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We're edging closer to our first preseason game on the Glasner in 2 days' time against Charlton. Of course, we've had unofficial preseason games, Kamada and also Riyadh, I believe it was, that featured against Bournemouth behind closed doors in a friendly. So, you know, we're still 5 official games that we have, but including the American tour, but we are playing more games in preseason that Palace are doing behind closed doors. It's good to finally reach the official first game, T. We're getting there. We're actually getting there. We're not that far off even to the season starting, only about a month.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of anticipation that comes with it because I think we could possibly see somebody like Ryan Sessegnon for the first time with our own eyes, possibly.
Are they gonna? What are they gonna do with him exactly? He's not announced yet. They've been avoiding him in photos as well. I haven't noticed him in any of the photos. Like, what are they gonna do with him against Charlton?
So I mean, and that could be a reason why we're seeing so many closed door activities or hearing about so many closed door activities too. Is they want to do their due diligence in running them out there and getting them opportunities to play and stuff and see how he's doing. So
he's had a few opportunities now. So let's see actually what happens on Friday. That's going to be one to look for as well. Did they actually pay him? Did they call him Trialist B? Did they announce him before then? Like what actually happens?
Yeah, is he a trialist?
Yeah, exactly. Is he a trialist? Well, one player that we're linked with who won't be a trialist is a Colombian star, and I like to use the word star because he's genuinely exciting in my opinion, and that is on Richard Ríos, who also featured for Colombia in Copa America, one of their star players, only 24 years old, midfielder who's actually been linked to Palace, and that is according to Colombia Extra. Crystal Palace are one of the clubs interested. Fulham, clubs over in Spain and also Italy have actually put in a formal letter. Palace's stance right now is just interest, T. But what a player to be linked with. And there's a lot to talk about here. Munoz, Lerma, does Lerma go? Would we be happy if we sold Lerma, brought him in? Just your thoughts on the player. Let's start with that.
Man, I've watched a pretty good amount of Colombian Copa America, which I feel like as Palace fans, a lot of us may have tuned in when they can. He's talented, man. He's a hooper. Like, really nice with the ball at his feet, slick player. Of course, central midfielder for those who don't know. I really like what I see from him, man. Silky, dude can play for sure.
He can. According to Who Scored, his strengths are long shots, dribbling, concentration, weakness, passing. Apparently, his style of play is he likes to dribble, indirect set piece threat, likes to shoot from distance, likes to tackle, commit fouls often. He seems like a box-to-box player, T. Of course, you watch him a lot in
he does seem like a more of a box-to-box type of guy. I haven't seen. I mean, I don't think I saw him score any goals or anything, but he looked like he's embarrassing guys out there.
I mean, he's got close.
Yeah, but he's good. He's a good player though.
I can't remember.
I just didn't see him score any goals, but he might have.
Has Lerma scored for us?
Has Lerma scored for us? No,
he hasn't. I think
he didn't score. He's come close. He has come close. Definitely has come close.
Exactly. But yeah, look, he only turned 24. He only turned 24 as well. He looks physical. I don't know. He just looks ready. He looks ready. Like he looks like an exciting young player. And there's a few questions already, T, asking about would we be happy with Lerma potentially leaving and us bringing in Rios? So basically a Colombian swap. Of course, Lerma's been linked with a move to Fenerbahce. And Evan has a question saying, is this most likely a move if we sell Lerma? I think so. But I'll be honest, if we had a chance to bring him in, I would, even though Lerma was my player of the season last year, I wouldn't be against selling Lerma. I would be happy with the swap deal if this meant that we sold Lerma, we bring in Rios, and he's our new player as Lerma replacement. I'm not against that. I think he's a
Yeah.
younger Lerma. Lerma has that versatility to play in defense, but I don't think we need that anymore because I think with Riyadh signing, we've got enough defenders there, and also Aini can play there, Wardy can play there. So I don't, this is going to be Lerma season in midfield. I'd be surprised if he plays in defense. It would be kind of worrying because that means a lot of things would have gone wrong. But I would be happy with this. Before, I was saying, look, if we were to sell Lerma, it would have to be 10, 15. Do we really want to sell him? We kind of need him for squad depth. But I'll be honest, I'm willing to take the gamble. I really am.
I mean, I think part of it that makes the thing that makes it, I think.
Oh yeah, that's it. He did score scream against Chelsea. He did score for us.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. I forgot.
Okay. I think the thing that makes it, but speaking to what you were talking about, D, I think the thing that makes it plausible is the fact that he's younger. He's playing on a high level with his country. He's playing on a high level with his club team. He will have some familiarity with someone on the squad, possibly even more if Lerma stays through it. But, having a guy like Munoz there already will help him with his, I guess you say, his assimilation to the squad and things. And, I mean, he seems like he's a really talented player, man. So I can see why the excitement could be there for bringing a guy like him.
You kept Lerma though, because you did mention about Lerma potentially staying. I don't think we buy him if Lerma was to stay at the club. He's reported
I mean,
20 million euros. That's what his club are asking for him over in Brazil. But I don't see the need. I don't think the club would make that move if Lerma was to stay.
I mean, I definitely. I think it doesn't make as much sense to make the move for him if somebody like a Lerma does stay, because then he's probably in the midfielder 3, midfielder 4. But I mean, it could possibly be that. I mean, I think if Rios comes in, then similar to what I mentioned with like an Aster Ranks, it just pushes Will Hughes down the totem pole. So then you're looking at the rotation between Decore, Wharton, Lerma, and Rios now.
So you think there's an opportunity there? Let us know in the chat as well. Do you think there's an opportunity?
It could be, but less likely, I would say.
Because I'm thinking about the price tag. I don't know if you spend 20 million euros. I don't know, maybe on a backup midfielder, especially if we have Lerma there. Like, what is it going to be? Like fourth choice?
Third or fourth choice. Third or fourth choice. Yeah.
That's why I think it makes a bit more sense if Lerma was to leave and this still was to happen. So maybe does this actually change the perspective in terms of do we want to sell Lerma or not? Could that happen?
I mean, here's my thing. I think of a lot of the players that we have right now. I think for me personally, and what I think is the smartest thing is that Lerma's probably one of the ones that's at the top of the list when it comes to making a move and selling, because I think we stand to make a significant profit off of him without losing someone who we would consider to be one of our starting 11. Him and Sam Johnston are like in that area for me. So it seems like those two could have a high level of interest when it comes to moving out. And it makes sense because they were free players that we can then turn profit on. But the links to the Aster Ranks of the world, the Richard Rioses, are probably because of the fact that it's understood that there's a lot of interest for a guy like Jefferson Lerma.
Yeah. Sib saying agree with David, who said that this makes zero sense. Normally, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't happen due to the fact that we have, I guess, due to the fact that we have Lerma there. Sib's agreeing with him, saying that the move makes no sense. I doubt it will happen. Fulham favorites to sign him anyways. Evan's saying, because Crystal Palace is a Colombian club now, they should return into like the Colombian club of the Premier League. Colin saying, What's up, Colin?
What's up, man? How you doing?
But yeah, look, let's wrap this up in terms of Rios because there's another player to talk about. Just quickly, it's the first time he's been mentioned to us. He's linked with a few other clubs. Just your gut instinct. Do you see a move like this happen?
I don't think the move happens until after someone like Lerma moves. I don't think the move happens prior to him moving. I'd be surprised for that to happen.
I just, if we can shuffle the pack, if you told me right now, would you sell Lerma to bring him in? I'll say yes. I'll say yes. Someone did mention about Lerma's versatility, and I agree 100%. We saw his versatility last year, but I don't think
it's not as needed this year. Yeah, it's not as needed this year.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think we need it. So I mean, Lerma's still a great player to have at the squad, by the way. I have no problems with Lerma staying as well, but I'm just saying if Fenerbahce gave good money, maybe 10 to 15, if we made that profit on Lerma, of course, with nowadays with PSR and profit and all of that, and if we manage to spend a bit of that money towards a younger player who's energetic, who's box to box, I'd be willing to take that gamble. Of course, it'll be a gamble because Lerma, we know what he can deliver. This is a player who hasn't played European football yet, so but you can just tell from certain players whether they can adapt or not. And I have high hopes in him. But yeah, let's see. Progress trajectory, maybe. Glasner has a good reputation too. I think Palace are growing attraction for players. Yeah. I mean, we saw that kind of under Vieira as well, in terms of
Palace. Yeah, and I think the biggest difference with Vieira's pool was in his name and who he is and his greatness as a player. I think the pool that we're seeing with Glasner is the product on the field and how he's got us playing and our outcomes and things. So I think that type of excitement is a huge pull because now you got guys that are really interested in us because of the fact that we play a great brand of football and we're showing potential to be able to compete at a high level in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, look, let us know in the comment section down below if you're watching a replay, your thoughts on us being linked to Richard Ríos. Do you see it happening? Would you be happy if we saw Lerma to bring him in? Just let us know your general thoughts. First time we've been linked with him, but it's an exciting link. It is an exciting link. Now, let's talk about a player that we have spoke about before, and according to reports, we actually put in a bid that got rejected, and that is on Marcus Edwards, the latest that's coming out over from Portugal, according to a Bola newspaper, is that Crystal Palace are facing competition from Saudi for Marcus Edwards. A 50 million euro bid was rejected from Palace, who won't go below 20 million euros, which is good information that we can talk about as well, because we didn't know last time exactly the valuation around Marcus Edwards. Al Nassr are trying to tempt the player, but the player's priority has always been to join the Premier League team.
Mm-hmm.
So the valuation around 20 million euros, according to the source over in Portugal, which is lower than I expected, especially with that 30% going to Tottenham. And also Saudi interest being there. With Saudi, we can't compete with them financially, but the player prefers that Premier League move. It's not going away, T. Marcus Edwards, after that bid being rejected, still talks about Palace, being interested in him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, especially because I feel like, once we were linked to him shortly after it came out, I was like, oh, he's not really interested in our project. So obviously we're still at the bargaining table trying to talk with him, trying to convince him, or there's maybe he's changing his mind a little bit, but he's an extremely talented player that's played at a high level, played in Champions League matches and Europa League matches. So, and obviously it sounds like we're still in the race and the running. So,
yeah, in terms of the price tag, 20 million euros, do you think he is worth that much, or is that kind of undervaluing him?
I feel like that's
and the hype that he's had.
I feel like that's a pretty decent number for him. I saw some numbers when we first got linked to him that were higher that I didn't agree with as much, but 20 million euros is believable for me, for him. Yeah,
I thought it would have been high because the reason for that is Tottenham are getting 30%.
Yeah, And I'm actually, and I think that's why we saw some of those higher numbers at first, because of the fact that they probably want more in order to compensate for that sell-on clause.
Let us know in the chat what you think as well for Marcus Edwards. Unfortunate, starts off saying, I don't like Edwards' height, too short.
He's very small. I think that's the biggest worry for me is how he'll handle the physicality of the Premier League. He's only like 5'5". He's small.
Yeah. 25 years old as well. Actually, turning 26 in December. So next season he'll be turning 26. So still young, fairly young, but it's not the youngest out there.
Right.
David saying not convinced by Edwards. Clubs in Portugal don't undersell players. That as well. Maybe this price tag, of course, there's different reports. I thought the price tag would have been around the 30 million euro range, and that basically makes it much harder for us to get Edwards. But maybe this price tag that has been reported might be a bit lower than expected. It could be 20 million plus add-ons or 25 plus add-ons. For me, I just don't see Marcus Edwards being sold for 20 million euros.
He's going into a contract year though, I think. Also,
is he? Can you check that?
I'm gonna double check that, but I think he might be.
But I mean, the hype, the Premier League hype, like he's been hyped up. So 20 million euro just for me doesn't sit about right for a player like that. I just don't think that will happen. On top of 30% that goes to Tottenham as well. How much are Sporting left with? So I don't know. I'm still looking.
So transfer market has his value right at 20 million euros. Looks like he's under contract until 2026. So he's got 2 years left on his deal.
So he's got 2 years left on his contract. Yeah. So they're not in a desperate need. But if he doesn't want to sign a new deal, it's kind of like the Guehi situation.
Yep.
Do you sell him now for a bit less than you would expect? Because you always have the potential that it goes into next summer and it's cut in half. Sign a new deal, and the teams will just say we'll just wait and get it for free. So maybe he goes a bit lower like that. Patrick saying Edwards was bought for 7.6 million euros. 20 million would be about right. It would, I guess, but when you include the 30%, still they make a nice bit of profit on him. But I don't know. I just thought.
Yeah, it's like a little over 6 million that they'll profit off of.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just surprised about Edwards being that low. But
all right, well, I'm D.
My bad. Wait, I ended up going
mid-sentence.
Yeah. It's like I disappear. He's not going away. Boom. I'm gone. 30% is about 7.5 million. Yeah, I mean, they still make profit to 20 if they're worth to 720, but it just doesn't.
How much did they buy him for? Is the question. Well, because it's interesting. That's actually a good point. That's actually interesting because he went from Tottenham to Vitória Guimarães, and then from Vitória Guimarães over to Sporting CP, and through the two different teams, Tottenham has still retained that sell-on percentage, which is interesting.
Yeah, the contracts and clauses. Hopefully, one day we can get money off Elise. Let's just say that with our clauses, or maybe O'Brien. He was rumored to go West Ham, but I think that's a bit calm down. But yeah, maybe one day we can benefit us all these clauses as well. But yeah, I'll be real. I just personally don't see it really happening. I just don't. I don't know if you'd want to come to Palace because, as I said, the Kamada makes the whole situation complicated now. It's not as black and white as it was before. But yeah, let's see. If you're enjoying the show, people, hit the like button, subscribe as well. It takes a second of your time and it is much appreciated. So thank you to every single one of you that's already done that. Let's go through some of the questions. Let's start off with Unfortunate saying, do you see us getting Marcus Edwards and another player since Edwards is only about £17 million? If we were to get Edwards, do we go for another player? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Why?
I know there was some talk early on about the fact that in losing Elise, we might bring in two players as kind of replacements.
Kamada's one.
Yeah, but I mean, Kamada could be considered one, and then the fact that if you bring in one new player. So if you bring in Marcus Edwards, and we're just thinking about those dual 10 spots right now for us. You've got Eze, Franca, Kamada, Edwards, Schlupp, Ayu. So there's 6 guys in the first team.
The last 2.
Yeah, you do. You definitely spoil it with the last 2 in a sense, but that's still 6 relevant first team players for 2 spots. So only way I can see is bringing in 2 is if we see some of those other guys shifted out in the process. Yeah, right now, it doesn't seem like Ayu or Schlupp are going to be going anywhere. So with that being said, I think just the one guy coming in is going to be more than enough.
Why is the chat talking about Edwards ain't Messi? What's going on? Oh, Twister
because
said
used to. Well, no, that was actually his comparison. They actually used to compare him to Lionel Messi when he was younger.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that
because he's also left-footed.
Yeah, but just because you're short and you're left-footed, I'm not doing. I won't. Yeah,
don't do that.
I'm not with
don't
that.
do that.
Messi comparison. I'll be honest.
You setting that kid up for failure, man.
Messi's the greatest of all time, ain't it? T? Boy, are you a Ronaldo fanboy? Are you a Ronaldo fanboy?
Hey man, I keep my opinions to myself.
I
keep my opinions to myself.
What type of political answer is that on a football show?
Hey man.
Who are you, T?
A lot of people.
Who really are you?
I'm a football fan, man.
Nah, but our Messi or Ronaldo, who's better?
Mario Balotelli.
Kick him out the show. You can leave the show. The door's there, man. You can walk out the show. Who's better out of Messi or Ronaldo, T?
Greatness is greatness, man. You got to appreciate them both.
Who is better than Messi or Ronaldo? In your opinion, who is better?
Pele.
You need to stop doing this politics.
I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it.
Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo?
I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. They're both.
Messi's better. But who do you think is better?
I respect both of them for the greatness that they have. Those are 2 of the greatest players to ever lace up boots.
Wow. I've never seen someone sit on the edge in this debate as much. You either pick one side, but wow.
It's too much. It's too much unnecessary vitriol between the 2.
Nah, you're just doing politics with me, T. You're just doing politics. I'm asking you who's better. You're just talking about, they're both great. We know they're both great. No one says one's not great.
I appreciate the greatness of both. And you can see
what is this? You've been media trained. We don't want that here. You have to come with chest. Who's better? Messi or Ronaldo? Where's the chest? I'm disappointed, man.
I'm sorry, man. I can't, man.
The correct answers, Andrew Johnson. If you're going with T's answers, he's answering with basically any other player than Messi or Ronaldo. Yeah, you can include that. Yeah, I guess so. You can include AJ in that conversation. Michael's saying we will have time, we will have money. We don't have to go scattergun in our recruitment. Cherry pick. I'm sure that Oliver Glasner and Doug Friedman aren't only thinking about this at the week ends. Yeah, I mean, we do, in terms of the time, money thing, yeah, we do have the money. In terms of the time, we do have the time in terms of when you look at how long is left in the window, but we've only got a month left till the season starts. I've always been on the side of I want these players to have preseason under Glasner.
Right, try to get it done as quickly so they can get in
as well. And we've only got a month left. Still a month, but we haven't got that much time till go on an American tour. Like, ideally, sooner rather than later, you do want to sign that player.
Yep, you want to integrate them into what you're doing and all that. So
yeah. So yeah, technically we have time, but for me, I'm a bit not worried, but I'm just looking at it as we've got a month left till the season starts. We don't want to sign him 2 days before the season starts. Ideally, we want to sign him, and whoever that is in pre-season, so they have them.
Yeah, you want to give guys a chance to get embedded into the squad, to understand what we're trying to do, stuff like that. So,
Freddie saying, have not seen France on any of the practice photos or friendlies. Is he still injured? I don't think he is. Have you seen him in any of the photos? No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos.
I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. No, I haven't seen him in any of the photos. to this point, but
It shouldn't
I don't
be
have
injured.
any. I wouldn't even have any. I wouldn't have any reason to think he's still hurt. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. I thought the message was that we didn't want to risk him towards the end of last season, and he could have potentially played a
I
part
mean,
there.
and at the same time, and there haven't been a ton of pictures either. Like, let's not fool ourselves. Like, we get like 10 pictures from a training session.
Exactly, they've been kind of
We get 10 pictures
high
from
with the
the
pictures. Yeah,
behind the
the
story.
pictures ain't been flowing like
Yeah, it's not. It's
they
not a lot
normally do.
of pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like enough to like not see. Like it's been enough pictures to make us happy that we're seeing certain guys, but we haven't seen a ton of people. Like
Colin's
I,
saying he's seen him in the yellow kit pictures. So,
oh,
but
okay.
I guess he hasn't been training that yellow. Yellow kit pictures in terms of the friendly against
Oh, like
Bournemouth
the
or the
or
actual announcement.
actual announcement. I saw him in the announcement.
Announcement doesn't matter. Like even if he's injured, he can do the announcement videos. But yeah. Animal saying if we lose Guehi, who's the ideal realistic replacement? Mine is LaCroix.
Yeah, I agree.
For the price tag and due to his contract situation, that's my one. We haven't seen Decore either. I've seen Decore.
We saw him at practice. We saw him practicing and training. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we have. We've seen Decore, but I don't know about Franca. It's a good point. Has the yellow kit hit the shop yet? No, I don't think so.
Nope, neither has the women's kits either.
Yeah, because the women's kit, you can actually buy it in men's clothing, right?
Yeah, you can buy the women's fit in the men's kit, but you can't get the women's kit yet, like the actual tint with the 10 on front of it.
Franca was in a training video, so for those who watch the training videos, he was there. According to Rios. I haven't watched them, so I'm not too sure if it was, but yeah, I don't think it's mentioning at least he's not too injured to wear a shirt. Yeah, but I don't think he's injured. I think he's training. As we said, like we haven't seen that many photos of the players in training. It's been kind of limited in terms of selection. But maybe he's in the videos, so check out the videos if he's there or not. Yeah. Should we wrap it up? Is there anything else? Any other questions? I don't think so. We've spoke about two solid players. There's no point going on and on unless there's any other few questions or comments. If we lose Eze, France will start. I don't think so. I'll be very surprised if we lose Eze. We sign a replacement team. No.
If we sell Eze, do we sign a replacement?
Yeah, if we lose Eze,
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You don't think France will start? I don't think so.
No, I think France could start, but I still think they will sign another player to come in, another attacker to come in though.
If we lose Eze, we got to buy a new player. Says Evan. Yeah, we have to. We'll replace
buy a new player, and then at that point, whether it's like a Nusa or somebody of that line, they'll be competing for that spot. I think.
Yeah, Martin saying I would say if we get the squad as it is right now, I would be happy. I don't know. I wouldn't be. Actually, would I be happy? That's a very good question. He's saying it, but I've turned that into a question. Would you be happy, T, if we didn't sign other players?
I'd be good. I mean, as long as we don't lose other people too. If we don't sign anymore, we don't lose anymore. Yeah, but at the same time, I'd still have some reservations because if we stand pat as we are, we still don't have any backup for Daniel Munoz, and we still haven't signed any backup for Ty. If that's including not getting Sessegnon, because
exactly. So Sessegnon ain't been announced yet.
Right. So if we're technically not considering him, then no, I wouldn't be happy because coming into this window, I felt like the biggest area that needed to be
I would not be
given
happy.
attention to.
Actually, I would not be happy. Thinking about it, I would not be happy.
Yeah.
Sessegnon still needs to be announced. I want another player behind Kamada in terms of two, solid options down that side with the Elise money. Right wing back is a very decent point to look at because what happens with Imre, if Imre ain't included, then we kind of have to look in that area as well. In my opinion, Kleiny and Wardy ain't a right wing back. Munoz was to get injured. That system could collapse. That position is actually
unless you
very
like
scary.
put Jordan
That's on the
Ayew
left
over
as
there.
well.
You could play Jordan Ayew over there. I think you could play him there in the backup role.
Potentially, but I would just prefer another.
I prefer somebody that actually does the role, does the job.
Exactly. So yeah, we still need another 10. Left back confirmed if that's Sessegnon, which I think it will be. Right wing back, I don't know if we need it. It depends on Imre. And the striker, we don't need that many players, like 4 or so.
I think 4 is my ideal number. To close out the window.
Then again, look at some of these big clubs. They haven't even spent money like that. Like Liverpool, I don't think they've made a signing.
Liverpool hasn't made a signing yet.
Arsenal haven't.
Is I think the kid there Man United is about to sign. That's going to be their first. That's going to be the first one, isn't it?
Yeah. Quickly, I mean, forget about other clubs signing players. Euro going to United, that's positive because for me, I don't think Guehi goes to Arsenal, even if they don't sign that defender. They've still got their 2 centre backs who's going to be starting, so I don't think Guehi fits there. Liverpool, I'm not too sure if maybe only Liverpool's a threat, but I'm kind of a bit more easy on the Guehi situation now. Hopefully, he signs a new deal, but there isn't that much interest in.
The reason why I don't think Guehi will go to Liverpool either is because there's no guarantee he's going to be a starting center back for them. I mean, with having
that's what I'm saying. I'm not as worried about the game.
You got Konate and you got Virgil van Dijk. So
yeah, let's see what he actually does with the contract. Unfortunately, saying why do we not spend big on Nusa? I mean, it's not done yet. It's gone quiet, but it's not done yet. We could. I mean, the latest report that I remember about Nusa is that Palace are willing to go on, spend money on Nusa due to the price tag around 20-25 million euros. They see as realistic, and Sule wasn't. So it's still not done. Sule and Nusa, those 2 players are good enough to replace Elise and Eze. Martin saying keep the door open for the academy. TB saying if we have the money, we should definitely spend on quality players, Nusa, Edwards, etc. Yeah, I think we have to. I wouldn't be happy if the window ended like this, especially for what we want to achieve. We know that we need the depth, so I don't think we've got the depth at this current moment of time. So I wouldn't be happy personally, but we will sign players. There's no way we end the window like this. Michael saying the period before the end of the window is the same for all. Others will have leakier bums than us. Animal saying, do we know how much the asking price for Nusa is? Around 20-25?
Yeah, I think 25 million euros is what I've been seeing the most.
Yeah. Do you remember that you said the same about Elise? Look at him now, he's gone. Said what about Elise? I said that I didn't see Elise leaving the club. If Chelsea, Man United were interested, but if it's a Champions League club, they were all. That's what it's about.
I think the consensus that we came to. Yeah, the consensus that we came to was that he wasn't going to be leaving for clubs like Chelsea or Man United because they're not Champions League clubs, and so they wouldn't be able to fulfill the requirements for the release clause. When Bayern
stepped in, the only one that really worries me. If United sign Euro, I don't think United will go for Guehi, especially with the price tag.
Yeah, I don't think Liverpool either.
Silly. He'll be silly if he was to move to Arsenal because I don't know if he'll be starting there. So
I don't think those clubs are going to shell out that type of money that's going to require to get him to then bring him in and possibly not start him. Like
exactly. So
the money that you have to pay for him, he needs to be an immediate starter for your club. Like you don't spend that type of money on.
It's not even about the money. It's he might pay and put him on the bench, but it's about Guehi. Guehi's good enough to not be sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The club have been linked with, like who really does suffer. Maybe Liverpool if they sell one of the defenders, but
you bring in guys of that caliber to sit on the bench.
Yeah. Well, look, people, we're gonna wrap up now. If you just joined us, make sure to rewind, go to the start of the show where we talk about exciting players and whether it will happen or not. If you have enjoyed this, like, subscribe before you go, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you're watching a replay. That's it from me and T, and until next time, up the palace.